Lawrence County's leader in hometown banking is Farmers State Bank. From our customer service professionals to our mortgage specialist or any of our professional lenders, we're committed to making banking as easy as FSB. Farmers State Bank, with locations in Dublin and Cadwell, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender. Stop by today and find out why we make banking as easy as FSB.
Welcome everybody. I'm glad to have with me today Brian Mallette. Brian, we have not talked in about a year, huh?
Yes, sir.
Seemed like it was buddy ball last year we were getting ready for, and then it rained or snowed or
The weather was bad, so
something
we had
was
to
wrong.
postpone it. And,
I hate that though. I love buddy ball.
oh yeah, we had it for opening day this year, and it went really good. I felt like, and looking forward to getting back to kicking off doing some of that stuff also.
Okay, and you've completed, I know, your first year in this job. Could you have ever imagined what faced you out there as far as the Dublin Lawrence Recreation Authority?
The good thing about this job is you never know what's going to happen, and things keep you on your toes, and you're always I still look forward to getting up every morning, coming to work, and for that challenge. So very exciting.
Mm-hmm. So COVID, let's don't talk a lot about it, but we got to address it because it's affected the Dublin Lawrence Recreation Authority. First of all, let's get it out of the way up front. How has it affected y'all?
Well, it's affected us a good bit. We had to close the water park. We've had to cancel sports and for baseball and softball. And those were big sports for us in the springtime. So, probably the water park being canceled was probably the biggest thing, though. That was a big deal last year. We had great success with it. Right at 42,000 people came to the water park, and we were not able to do that this year because of COVID.
Obviously, that affected revenue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, it's affected revenue. I mean, we are funded by the city and the county, and we don't depend on what we get from the water park, so to say. The water park runs itself. What is made off the water park goes back into the water park. So,
but we do miss, I know my grandkids missed it, and I know everybody's children that's watching us right now, because it was such a success last year, and everybody got to touch it and feel it. And
yeah, the economical impact definitely of people coming from outside of our community into Lawrence County. Yes, that's going to affect us astronomically, along with tournaments that we were we weren't able to do our biggest tournament of the year, which last year brought in 117 teams.
Wow.
That's a pile of, you're talking right at $1 million worth of impact for our community for 3 days, which, is really big. In our tournaments now, we've had to slow down a good bit because of COVID and had to minimize, the teams. So that's affected us greatly.
Yeah, and those of you watching saying, I could care less about them ball games out at Southern Pines, it has affected the gas stations and the motels and the restaurants and the car dealers. And because I'm telling you, I know for a fact people that come to town and ended up, they got 3 hours for the next game and wasn't planning on buying a truck from fill in the blank, one of our fine car dealers, or furniture, or it affects us in so many ways. Yeah,
last year alone we had a little over $6.5 million in economical impact through tournaments.
Yeah.
And events at Southern Pines. So for Southern Pines to be an economical engine for this community, it is. I mean, yeah. So for us to be able to, had to hold back on some of that and push it and cancel some of it, it's affected us. Mm-hmm. We all reap the benefit of the income that is poured into this community. So,
okay, what about fall sports? Are we a go or not?
Fall sports, we're a go right now. We're having registration through September the 18th. We decided to push it back to wait for kids to get back into school. We do so much through the school systems as far as advertising. So we were waiting for everybody to get back into school so we could, give kids and parents a little more time. We advise everybody to go online or call, and we can register their kids in football, soccer, baseball, and softball for the fall. Please give us a call. We'd love to have your kids participate in it.
Okay, the number's right there on the screen. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this.
Hi, I'm Matt South, inviting you to come see us at Dexter Meat Company. Our fresh cut meats includes cube steak, stew beef, chuck roast, chuck house steak, ground beef, ground chuck, and if you love steaks, you'll really love our New York strip, T-bone, and our ribeye and choice or prime cuts. And our marinated steaks have a distinctive taste that you'll be sure to love. We invite all our neighbors to come see us for the freshest cut of meat. Remember, we cater to. Call ahead and we'll have it fixed for you. Monday through Friday, 10 to 7, Saturday, 8 to 6.
If you're in the market for affordable transportation, come into Dublin Auto Sales. Getting to work, school, or around town every day requires dependable transportation, and that's what you'll find at Dublin Auto Sales. We offer in-house financing too, so credit is never an issue. See Wayne Kemp or any of his friendly staff, Billy Topping, Alan Fields, and TJ DeRochi. Look for Dublin Auto Sales at 606 East Jackson Street and 511 North Jefferson, where you'll find a great deal. Dublin Auto Sales, affordable transportation you can count on.
Summer's here and we're at Roach Farm and Garden. Time to treat your feet. We have a full line of Georgia boots and a new shipment of Twisted X boots and shoes. And while you're getting your boots, grab a pair or two of Carhartt pants. Make your honey happy, our greenhouse stays full with new shipments of plants every day. From your yard, small garden, or 1,000-acre farm. Roach Farm and Garden carries all your seeds, fertilizer, pest, and weed control supplies. Special projects around the house or farm? Roach Farm and Garden has all your bolts, screws, nails, welding, and electrical and plumbing supplies. Don't forget, we have a full line of pet supplies and feed for anything from chickens all the way to horses. While you're in, check out our new batch of bunnies. So come check us out at Roach Farm and Garden, 2 locations, Dublin and Wrightsville.
Welcome back, everybody. Continuing my conversation with Brian Mallette. He's the Executive Director of the Dublin-Lawrence County Recreation Authority. If your children are not involved in recreation, we want to invite them, don't we?
Yes, sir. We have a number of things also going on in October. We have a esports tournament again. That you can find that on our website. We're having a turkey trot in October. That's a virtual 5K. And we're also having a movie the week before Halloween in October, out at Southern Pines, and it'll be drive up. You sit in the car. We will provide you with a movie that you can spend time with your kids.
Well, see, that's totally inclusive. If your kids don't play baseball or football or soccer, everybody don't play sports.
Yes, sir.
But those are the kind of things that I feel like is expanding the base as far as recreation in it.
Yes, sir. Everybody, you got to think outside the box, because a lot of people, when they think about recreation or recreation departments, it's sports.
Yeah.
And not every kid plays sports.
That's fine.
Yes, sir. I have 3 kids, and one loves baseball, and the other, he could care less, really. But there's something for him to do. Before all the COVID stuff hit, we are looking at, and we're going to do boxing, which I think is a phenomenal thing for these kids to get into. Like I said, not every kid, and it's more of the conditioning part of it. There's no kid's going to get to hit another kid. It's more technique, it's more self-discipline, and Dominique's going to do a phenomenal job with that too. So
wow, that's great.
Yes, sir.
See, and the reason I love doing interviews is I learn, and I know y'all do too, but I learn so much about things that I think I know most things about recreation, but boxing, man, where'd that idea come from?
Well, we have a young man that works for us, Dominique Darty. He works for us at nights out at Stubbs, and he's got a background in boxing, and he approached me about, hey, he wanted to do this, and listen, I think it's great. I'm all for trying new things, trying different things. Like you said, not everybody's wants to play baseball, softball, basketball, or football. There's something for all kids, and you know, we're willing to try and look at anything. At least try it once and see where it goes. But for anybody out there that wants to, you know, find out what the recreation department is doing, please call us. We would love to talk to you guys. Courtney answers the phone for us. Miss Kay's here in the office. They do a phenomenal job. You know, Miss Kay's been here for 30-something years, and she knows everything and anything about recreation. So
Amen.
We would love for everybody and anybody to call us and contact us, and we can give them all kind of information.
You were very fortunate. I'm glad you mentioned Kay and Courtney and some of these others, but you are very fortunate, Brian, you got to admit, to have the staff that we have. And I say we, this community.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, it starts with, you know, all the people out at the operations with Hunter, Jason Hawkins, Hunter Davis, Felipe Riviera, Chubby McNair, or Robin McNair.
I know him as
everybody
Chubby,
calls him
but-
AKA Chubby. You know, and then guys like Corey Davis, Miss Donna. We just hired Miss Donna. She's doing a phenomenal job. All these guys, Chris Moore, Colby Owens. I mean, all these people, they've had no break, and they've, you know, COVID hasn't affected any of the grass and what we've been doing out at Southern Pines. And then our athletic staff with Jordy Gray, Tyler Amerman, and then JJ. Everything JJ's had to do with the water park. One of the things we did not realize about the water park was it's an everyday deal. I mean, you have to, you know, that's a $2 million baby sitting out there, and if you don't put your eyes on it every day,
If you don't feed it.
it's you know, it can get away from you fast. So she's been out there every day. She's done a great job. Everybody on staff has done a great job, you know, which helps me astronomically.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very, very fortunate to have everybody that we have on staff, and I hope I didn't leave anybody out, but without those guys, we couldn't do what we do.
Amen. Hey, there's no doubt. And you know, we don't think of those things. Well, of course, if you've had a pool like I have for 35 years, you realize whether somebody, matter of fact, it's worse if somebody's not swimming in it. You need that water sloshing up, moving and everything, but a pool is an everyday sweeping and cleaning and checking the chlorine and so many things that, so even though COVID's affected it, it hadn't stopped y'all's job, so.
No, sir, it hadn't stopped our job at all. I mean, you know, we have done the social distancing out there. We've, you know, got everybody riding in one vehicle, and we've,
Good.
you know, spaced out and done some projects, got some projects going, and we're actually in the process, the county, Lawrence County is actually building our office, our new office out at Southern Pines, which they just laid it out yesterday, and they should start within a month on building our new office out there, which we're super excited about. I'd like to thank the county commissioners for everything they've done, and my board, you know, with everybody from Jack Walker, my chairman, helping design it, you know, been really big,
Yeah.
a big help for us. So again, thank you to the county, thank you Brian Rogers, thank you everybody that's had anything to do with getting us an office. We will be sharing the office with the county extension agency, which serves a good purpose for them to be right there at the ag building.
Oh,
They'll be
yeah.
able to utilize the ag building, and that's what it's there for. So.
Well, and they needed a new location. They've been, I guess, most of my life, the county extension agent has been where it is now. So
The old state patrol office. That's
That's
how I
right.
remember it.
yeah, you're right. Where I got my license at, you know, back in the day. But if you go in there, they're just so cramped in there, and we got to grow with the times, you know, and to have all y'all together. But you mentioned Brian and the commissioners a while ago, and of course Lance Jones and Phil Best and all those with the city, and you know, and Brian, you know this, and I talk about it a lot, but we are so fortunate to live in a community where people get along. And
yes,
people
sir.
want to work together. It don't mean we don't disagree. Disagreements are healthy. You know, if you and I talk 30 minutes, we're going to disagree on something, but so what? you know, does it really matter at the end of the day? I mean, we're both working toward the same goal.
Well, I've been super fortunate, like you said, to have Lance Jones, Mayor Best, and Brian, and you know, those guys. They have all supported me. They've all supported the recreation department, which is a big blessing. We couldn't do anything that we couldn't do it without them.
No.
So you know, very blessed to have this, and even with COVID and everything, I'm a big believer in count your blessings, and we are very blessed to have this opportunity. So.
Amen. If you look at communities not far up the interstate or down that never get along, and when I'll watch the news some evenings, and I'll always say, thank you, Lord, that you put me in a community like Dublin and Lawrence County.
Yes, sir.
I mean, we are. And I just got out of a conversation a while ago. It's amazing you said that, but I just told a guy a few minutes ago, we were talking about a bad situation. I said, but you know what? You can find good in every situation if you just look for it. You got it, and you mentioned it, count your blessings, count your many blessings. And I'm not going to start singing that hymn if y'all wondering about that, so just don't turn the channel there. But we are so much going on. You talked about the things in October. That's exciting there.
Yes, sir.
To be doing movie night and the turkey trot and things like that. So are you going to trot? Are you going to run? Or
No, it's all virtual.
You're not a trotter.
It's all virtual. You know, we need to get Courtney up here. She doesn't like talking on camera. We really need to get her up here to interview her on this. She's probably run out the back by now.
She just heard you. Matter of fact, her car is leaving right now. So, but we're going to take another break, folks. Come back and wrap things up. Stay with us. When the power's out, you're out of business. But with natural gas, with the City of Dublin, when the power's out, you can still cook on your gas stove, or shower with your gas hot water heater, or even fire up the grill. Plus, save money every single day, because natural gas costs half the price of electricity and propane. Start saving today with the City of Dublin Natural Gas. Call Brad Grimes at 277-5048, and you'll never be out of business with natural gas. Portions of this program are brought to you by CurePoint Cancer Treatment, 2406 Bellevue Road in Dublin. At CurePoint Cancer Treatment, we're bringing you state-of-the-art cancer treatment right here at home. CurePoint Cancer Treatment. Check us out on Facebook.
Hi, I'm Don Carswell. How do we know it's summer? Because the deals are hot here at Dublin Nissan.
If you're beachbound or ready to relax in the mountains, your first stop should be Dublin Nissan.
This Dublin Nissan Versa S is only $15,127. This sporty gas-saving Sentra SR is only $23,994. Or take $9,000 off MSRP on this Titan Pro 4X.
Call, click, or come see us.
Dublin Nissan, the only dealer you'll ever need.
Welcome back, everybody. Going to kind of wrap things up here, but people don't realize, Brian, the vast acreage, I guess is the best way to put it, that y'all manage on a daily basis, because people think of the Recreation Authority and they say, yeah, that's Southern Pines, that's, you know, it's all out there together, you know, y'all can just go out there and work there. But that's, you mentioned Stubbs Park a little earlier, what got me thinking, but you got a lot of property that y'all have to manage.
Yes, sir. So the only part that the Recreation Authority owns is Southern Pines. That's 120 acres. So we own it, but we have an intergovernmental agreement with the city that we maintain the parks in the city. So parks in the city that we have to maintain: Springdale, all of Springdale Park, all of Riverview, Stubbs Gym, Oconee Gym.
Yeah.
You know, you got Crab Park, you got Sandra K. Scott Park, you've got a couple of islands over at Southside, you've got Pritchett Street Park, and I believe that's
a lot of acreage.
That's a lot of acreage. I mean, it's over 250 acres that we maintain throughout, and you know, we do it mainly with 6 to 7 full-time employees in operation, which they cut grass from Monday to Friday. So kudos to those guys. They do a phenomenal job, and it's always, like I said earlier, you never know what's going to happen, and that's really keeps you on your toes. I look forward to that, coming to work and with the challenges that are presented ahead of us, but also like for people to understand we have probably one of the nicest parks in the state of Georgia with Southern Pines, and our community needs to help us keep it that way. We are, my board is very supportive of us putting money back into it, and that's what it takes to maintain it.
Yeah,
so.
And we live in a beautiful community too. I just finished an interview with Keep Dublin Lawrence Beautiful, and it don't just happen.
Yes, sir.
It takes not only y'all working, but it takes personal responsibility on our part. Throw your trash in the trash can. Don't throw it out there in the parking lot. Just those things that they're gonna come by and pick it up, but that's not what it's all about. And one thing I want to touch on, you bragged on your staff earlier, but not only do they do the job, Brian, but they're so professional, and they're always out there, whether it's Robin McNair, Snub, or Chubb, or some of them. But they visit with the people like these out-of-town teams, and they're professional and they're courteous, and I don't think, I can't see how you'd ever get a complaint. I'm sure you do, because people gonna complain. But I've never seen nothing but just professionalism and courtesy out of your staff.
Yes, sir. I mean, we have, fortunate to have Chubby, and anybody that's ever here on the weekends, we get from all types of people coming out of our community, coming into the community. They brag about how Chubby, because we play a lot of travel ball, baseball, and we're probably one of the only parks, if not, there's not many ballparks that drag or chalk in between games.
Every game.
We do that,
Yeah.
and that's not something, that's not something that just happened, but Chubby and Felipe, they do a phenomenal job at it. And, Chris Moore is going to fall in there, is going to start helping out some. He's a young man that we just hired that's doing a phenomenal job. Corey Davis, he'll be another guy, from something that we did with him, bringing him in to clean bathrooms and work on fields. These guys take pride in what they do. Yes, they get paid to do it, but that's a hidden commodity now, or intangible, you want to say, that people take pride in what they do. So very fortunate to have these guys on staff.
Of course, knowing them guys growing up, they were raised, I know their parents, they were taught work ethic.
Yes, sir.
And work ethic is not just doing your job. And you could never pay them. I don't know what they make, but there's no way, Brian, you could pay them what they're worth.
No, sir. Chubby's been here. He was with the county for a long time, but he's been here 30-something years. And he does. He takes pride in what he does. Now, he can't hear thunder.
No,
but
that's beside
but
the point.
that's probably years of not wearing protective hearing.
Music,
yes,
yeah.
sir. But he does. He truly cares about his job, and he is. We're fortunate to have him.
Okay. Dublin Lawrence County Recreation Authority, if you're just joining us, you can catch this show also on YouTube. Just go to our YouTube channel at TV35 WDIG, or we're going to play it again tonight or tomorrow, so you can watch it again. But get involved in your Recreation Authority. It's not just baseball and football. And I think of the soccer program, how successful. I know we hadn't mentioned it, but
and that's probably somebody that I left out now that I'm thinking about it. But Nate Smith has done. Kudos to Nate. Nate has, was one of the first people that I hired, and he has done a phenomenal job. He has been a huge asset to us. We've got over 200 and something kids already in soccer now. I haven't checked it this week, but last week it was well over 200 kids in soccer for the fall soccer. So, but Nate Smith has done a phenomenal job. He has been a huge asset for us, and we're fortunate to have him.
And you probably got more in soccer than football.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
just
but
a sign
that's
of the
just.
times.
And what's crazy to me is I sat in a meeting a couple years ago and was going through a thing, and they were talking about the most dangerous sport as far as concussions, and you would assume it's football, but it's not football, it's soccer.
How about that?
So
I would have never guessed
I
that.
would have never guessed that either, but Soccer,
Well,
contact sport.
it is contact. If you've never watched a soccer match, and
Go
I
watch
grew-
some 5 and 6 year olds. It's full
Whoa.
contact.
Yeah. There's no doubt about that. But when I was growing up here in Orange County, there was no such. I don't even know what soccer was.
We didn't have it in high school, so and I cut up with Nate a lot about soccer. But there again, soccer's probably, it is not probably, it is our biggest sport, and glad we got Nate Smith.
Yeah, amen. Thank you, Nate. Thank you to the whole staff here, to our board with the Recreation Authority. And before we go, I'd be remiss if I don't bring it up, but I know you got to miss Louis Curry.
Yes, sir. Mr. Louis, I've talked to Mr. Louis just a few times, but Mr. Louis being on board, what all he's done, Southern Pines, between Mr. Louis, Mr. Danny, we need to keep Mr. Danny in our prayers. He's been not doing very well. We all need to say a prayer for Mr. Danny Jones. Kudos to those guys. Those guys are the reason we have Southern Pines.
They had a vision. They followed through with it. They got our city and county leaders to buy in on it. And here we sit today, and we could keep this show going. We got to stop, but we could keep talking about all the good things that are going on with our Dublin Orange County Recreation Authority. But their vision and our city and county leaders that bought in on it and went against the grain. And here we sit in the catbird seat. Just got to take care of the property, and we draw all these. And I've told you this before, but I'm a tag reader in downtown Dublin and the Southern Pines, but I love riding through there at these ball games and see Peach County and Effingham County and Chatham County and all these different counties. It's just so good to see them coming to Dublin, Georgia.
Yes, sir.
It's wonderful. So, well, Brian, keep up the good work. Thank you for always taking the time. I know you're busy, even with COVID. You got a lot going on, but thank you for always taking the time to talk with me.
I always appreciate you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, brother. And thank y'all so much for joining us today right here on TV 35.